Halo. Halo. Kurva. Píčo, to tady musím trochu to... Čekat. Jo, ty vole. Zdravím vás, přátelé, mé jméno je Kamenoor a já vás vítám u dalšího streamu ze hry Alan Wake's American Nightmare. Teďka pár dní stream nebyl, protože jsme měli u víkendu noční 12, takže to bylo takový přijít z práce, vyspat se, nažrat se a jít zase do práce. Takže jsem ani jsem nehrál nic, prostě jenom říkám vyspat se, nažrat se a jít do práce. No. Ale jsem zpět a to znamená, že jdeme pokračovat. Skončili jsme vlastně, že jsme se vrátili v čase a pokračujeme. Počkat, si přebiju. Pokračujeme vlastně jo, tady vlastně to, co jsme dělali předtím, tak jsme se vlastně vrátili v čase a teďka musíme udělat úplně to stejné, to, co jsme dělali předtím. A tady vezmu papír a ten jsem minule zapomněl.
To change the world, you must craft a blueprint for the new reality. Any work of art will do, as long as it's a genuine act of creation. That's what the energies of the dark place respond to. The results may be subtle and perplexing, or far-ranging and momentous. My area of expertise, the written word, gives much more precise results than music or interpretive dance would, for instance. But words can be extremely dangerous. What you define may become reality, but so can that which you imply, even if you don't realize you're doing so.
Měla by mi zbývat asi tak hodinka gameplaye, takže já si myslím, že tady už je to fakt konec. No, pojď. Jak se rozběhl na ten headshot. No, my to vlastně musíme jít teďka znovu zapnout a zase jít na to kino. Tam to vlastně minule končilo, takže uvidíme, co to bude teďka. To ten borec vypadá nějaký silnější asi. To taky ne. Přijde mi, že si vůbec nedali práci s těma nepřátelama. Přijde mi to takový slabší než ten první díl.
a little hamster in a wheel. Go ahead and keep running for all the good it'll do you.
Na jednu ránu, to je v klidu. Přemýšlím, co budeme hrát jako další hru, jak dohrajeme toto. Do čeho se pustíme. Už znám tu cestu. Je tady papír, ten jsem asi taky zapomněl.
For Serena Valdivia, burning the midnight oil was more of an exception than a rule. A procrastinator and a perfectionist, she often worked when she wouldn't be disturbed. Tonight was especially important. The film festival would open tomorrow, and there was still so much to sort out. It wasn't that the work hadn't been done. She just didn't feel like she had completely mastered everything yet.
Bylo vlastně levá a pravá. Počkat, co? Ty je to jiný. Okay. Ani nemusím svítit nějak dlouho. Tady máme lísteček.
Alice, my wife, the best thing that ever happened to me. She smiles and the darkness lifts. For her, I've tried things I otherwise never would. I've never really minded if it's made me feel like a fool. She's a photographer, and the world she sees through her lenses is unique and beautiful. She has the vision. She sees things others don't and knows how to make them visible to everybody. She did it with me, too. She teased out things I was only vaguely aware of. She always saw me in the best possible light.
Pořád to stejná cesta tady.
If you die, you lose. If you quit, you lose. If you make it to the end of the loop, you still lose. Sucker.
Však jsem se vyhýbal. A teď je tam jiný video. Nebo ne? Zdravím, pane Ruke King. Však jo, protože tak hodinku asi ještě maximálně. Ale zajímá mě, jak to skončí. Protože tady jsme vlastně byli už. Tohle už se vlastně jednou stalo.
The champion of light knows that the time itself is about to end. At least for him. He can feel the dead end rushing towards him. But there is time to act. Incomplete or not, he has the weapon.
I don't have the whole thing, but maybe it's enough.
Televize, filmy... Aha. To já, co tohle?
It's not enough! You're trying to be cute, aren't you? What are you up to? It's a waste of time, buddy. You should just lie down and die. Let me take over. This is the only thing you've got coming to you. From here to eternity. No matter how many times you come back.
Time folds back on itself. Again, his senses scream as the very impossibility of what is happening assaults them. But the champion of light endures. Each time he gets a little closer, each time another detail falls into place. Now the trap works against the herald of darkness.
In Bright Falls, I was constantly under attack by birds that were more shadow than flesh and feathers. But this is an evolution. Some of the Taken were actually capable of turning into a flock of birds to escape my attacks and turning back into human form to make surprise attacks.
A ona vlastně ta Emma v češtině, jakože co? Jako titulky? Oni myslím nejsou ani v češtině. Ani nevím, jestli tady byl někde na výběr jakože jazyk. Jo, takhle. Takže já takže nejsou debil, ne? To přeložím. Ale umím číst, ne?
King Hillbilly?
right on cue, bubbling to the surface from untold depths, the horrors come. The emerging monsters do not expect the warm reception that has already been prepared for them.
Jo, no už to všechno připravila, jo. No tak to bude rychlovka.
Next stop, saving Emma.
No, jestli ho savenem tak jak minulé, tak to bude dobré. Ty vole, znovu.
So, one morning I was running. It was in the fall. It was about 6 o'clock in the morning. It was the sun was just coming up, and there's this huge estate right on the Long Island Sound called the Ziegler Estate, and it's monstrous, and it has these old iron gates that have these. They're spiked, very very sharp, but it's I mean acres and acres of land, and so I'm running and I'm listening to Tosca, listening to opera. And there's a moment in Tosca where Tosca's about to stab Scarpia, okay? And it's very, very dramatic. And it's like, there's this huge duet. And so I'm running, and you can see the breath coming, you know, you can see my breath coming, the sun is coming up, and there's this incredible scene happening. And all of a sudden, I in the distance, I look, I see something that's on the fence. And as I'm running up, I realize it's a deer. And the deer has tried to jump over this fence, like 8 feet high. Tried to jump over the fence. It landed on top of the fence. It caught it in its chest, and it slid all the way down. So it had opened the deer from the chest to all the way down its stomach, and it was still alive. It was flailing, absolutely flailing. I remember just this music, and the thing was running, and I couldn't believe what I was seeing. Absolutely couldn't believe what I was seeing. And I couldn't get at the deer. It was on the other side. So it's like the idea of like, okay, well, you should help the deer, you know, try to put it out his mirror. I couldn't get near it. And it was huge. It was gigantic. And so yeah, and there was like gigantic horns. I mean, it was a visual I will never, ever forget. And I just remember as I was running, and just these flock of crows that were like in the trees just flying. It was the most cinematic, frightening thing I've ever seen. I just stood there. I stood there until it died, you know, and then started running home.
Co kurva? Kamo, ty vole, co to byl za příběh do piče? To tě jebe.
Getting the Andersons into the recording studio was a struggle and a half. But once they actually picked up the instruments, something happened. They were two old men, and they weren't. They were doddering bags of bone, and they were barely contained power. And there was music. Barry rubbed his hands together. He knew how to pick a winner. Now all they needed was some direction on how to make things a little more modern. Barry had never produced a thing in his life, but he knew what he liked. He knew Balance Slays the Demon was going to be a hit.
Prostě příběh o tom, že pičo, vole, Borec šel proběhnout, ty kokot. Takový zakončení.
Not as long as I show up, I guess. Clear now.
Počkej, si vezmu jenom náboje. Jo, panel cooking. Víte co? Zítra mi dojde ta kytara. Cí kokos.
Yeah, thanks for saving me again. I'd hate to die before I'm scheduled to be murdered.
I guess I have you to thank for setting everything up at the oil derrick.
Yeah, well, I figured that if we were going to go over this again, we might as well try to be smart about it, huh?
I appreciate it. You took a big chance doing that. You okay?
What do you think? I've died twice. I remember everything pretty clearly now. You said I was gonna be okay.
I don't know what happened.
Well, it's not your fault. I think one of those, what did you call them? The takers? I think they did something to the power and they got me that way.
I'm sorry.
But I got the keys from the dead guy in that room. And I'm not handing them over until you do something about this. I'm sick of getting killed.
Fair enough.
Tak jebe
You
ti.
seem calmer now.
I tried freaking out. It didn't do much good for me. I guess you get used to the craziest stuff.
Good for you.
Plus, I figured I'd take the edge off, you know?
Mm-hmm. Those herbal supplements are pretty good, huh?
Oh, yeah.
I wanted to try to explain things to you now since you're calmer, but maybe this isn't the best time after all.
Oh, shit, yeah. Better not get all metaphysical on me now. Seriously, I'm like 2 sentences away from thinking how we could all be like atoms on God's skin or something.
Or figments of somebody's imagination?
Wow. I'm just gonna try to chill out and not think about that or getting murdered or anything, if you're cool with that.
Gotcha.
Okay. Počkat, to bylo vevnitř? Ne, to musí být tady někde zezadu. Cože to?
Okay. I really don't think they can get to the power now.
Thank you. That's a relief. Here's the keys that you needed.
Thank you.
Hey, I have to tell you, at the diner, I went there with him. The guy who looks like you, okay? I know I said that I didn't.
Yeah, I figured. Want to talk about what happened at the diner?
There was this guy from the observatory, and he just attacked the poor dude, smashed his face into the tabletop a bunch of times. It was horrible. I didn't know that he was gonna do that. I swear. And I just ran. I just left him there. I didn't even try to help.
There was nothing you could have done. It's not your fault.
Well, he's dead in that motel room now, so excuse me if I feel pretty shitty about it anyway.
You shouldn't blame yourself.
I just didn't want to get involved. I have this tendency to just drop everything and run. I don't think I'm a bad person, but I didn't even call the cops. I'm such a coward.
If you'd called the cops, we'd have dead cops. He's not human. Do you understand? It's not your fault.
But I could have tried to stop him.
Believe me, if you had, you'd be dead. You seem to be doing a little better now.
Yeah, I guess it just got easier once I got this thing off my chest. I just feel so guilty about it, especially because I didn't pick up on any of the warning signs. I just really liked hanging out with him, you know? He was smart and charming and funny and hot. The way you could be, I guess.
I guess.
What's the deal with this guy anyway? He looks like you, he uses your name. Why does he do this stuff?
I'm not sure myself. Maybe he's just evil or my dark half. He does a lot of the stuff I'm trying really hard to get away from. Things that just messed up my life.
I guess all those murders don't help either.
Yeah, I could do without the murders and the end of the world. Listen, I need to get going.
Yeah, go. I think I'm good now. I hope.
Good luck. If it all goes well, maybe this is the last time we meet like this.
God, wouldn't that be great?
Just keep those lights on, okay?
Teďka odejdem a ona chcípne. Nebo ne? Že by? Počkat, tady byl ještě papírek, si to pamatuju. Yep.
My own face peered back at me from the TV screen. For a moment, I struggled with the sensation of déjà vu. How many times have I seen myself like this now? And then there was that easy grin that never seemed quite as quick or natural on my own lips, the dark, malicious twinkle in the eyes. And I knew who I was looking at. As he pulled back and revealed the room behind him, my throat went dry. There was nothing I could do but watch.
Ještě se podívám. Ukaž, tady je něco ještě. To jsme byli, tady je papírek.
Night Springs doesn't exist. It's a fictional town from the TV show I used to work on. It was Any Place USA, a place we used as a backdrop for whatever strange story we had that week. One of the stories I wrote for the show involved a man, the champion of light, fighting his evil double, the herald of darkness. It was something I'd written back in the real world, something I had a link to, a framework I could build on. I had adapted it into a new story. This story.
Ještě něco? Tady je ještě papírek.
I have seen the darkness twist flesh into new shapes before, but encountering these giants is an extremely disturbing experience. It's as if the genre has been switched on me. There's something out of Pulp Fiction. Twice as tall as normal men and stronger than forklifts, their lumbering gait and slow-witted demeanor brings to mind some kind of mean-spirited caricature of a feeble-minded hillbilly.
No, takže asi pokračujeme. Počkej, ještě ona říkala, že ty klíče má u sebe.
The fate of countless individuals hangs in the balance, threatened by the machinations of the Herald of Darkness. And yet, for a moment, the champion of light breathes a little easier. He has saved one life. For this moment, it is enough. And soon, perhaps, he can put an end to this. Returning to the observatory for what he hopes is the final time, the man feels anticipation and dread in equal measure. Soon, he knows, he will have what he needs.
Hello, I was expecting you. I've already taken care of the imaging array, but you should still look into securing the primary coolant flow. With some luck, you may be able to light the area before these things even show up.
No, výborně. Je to dozad, jo.
Very good. I believe we're ready to look into the sky.
Right there, Doctor.
A vlastně tohle se stalo už minule. Tady je ale ještě papírek, bez tak.
When Dr. Rachel Meadows got the call from Michael, telling her to hurry to the observatory, she didn't waste any time. It had been a nice party. She'd had a good time, but her social life would always play second fiddle to the mysteries of space. Michael never showed up, of course. He'd pulled over at the wrong rest stop. She never even thought about him at the time. The phenomenon in the sky above her was too fascinating.
schválně, jestli už to budeme mít připravený.
But I wish these things would stop blatantly violating the rules of physics in my observatory. That's just rude. Are you all right?
I'll live.
I'm glad. Previous encounters very clearly. If this really is a loop in time, we've never met before. I don't know why our awareness persists, but it's bloody fascinating.
Čekat, já jenom restartnu chat, kdyby náhodou. A můžeme pokračovat.
Doctor?
You know, I know physicists who would give 15 years of their lives for a chance to experience something like this.
I'd imagine that being stalked by horrible axe murderers would curb their enthusiasm a little.
Clearly you've never met hardcore physicists.
I'm glad you're in such good spirits, but...
Signal! Yes, it's completed.
Finally. If all goes well, this should be the last time we go through the loop.
You know, I just realized that I don't have any memory of what happens after you leave. What does that mean?
I don't think it means anything. If everything goes well, you just keep going. I don't show up here like this again, no more bad guys. Things go back to normal.
Let's hope you're right. I'd love the opportunity to look into this in more detail.
Looks like you've accepted the situation.
I'm a pragmatist. If this is a delusion, at least my first psychotic episode is anything but boring. Really, Mr. Wake, at the end of the day, I'm a scientist. I love mysteries. I love not knowing. Whatever else this might be, it's absolutely fascinating. I wonder how far this reaches. Is everybody in the world experiencing this?
Who knows? I think reality's probably pretty fragile right now. Doctor, I can see you're very enthusiastic about this. I'd appreciate a bit of discretion.
Are you suggesting that we should suppress this?
No. You can do what you like, but I want you to leave me out of it.
But surely, with the things you know, the things you've experienced, you can replicate any of these results. We could...
Let me be blunt. If you drag me into this, I'll deny everything. I'll lie like my life depended on it. And writers are damn good liars. Word of advice. This is things man was not meant to know territory. You get into this, chances are you'll open up a door into a world of hurt. Believe me, I know.
I see.
In a strange way, he feels at ease. He is armed with his own words, and when the time comes, they will be enough or they will not. For now, he's content to let the currents take him toward the final confrontation. Once more, we return to the drive-in. If he's aware of the absurdity of arming oneself with a few sentences and standing against a power that can pierce time itself, he doesn't show it. The man has his share of weaknesses, perhaps more, but cowardice is not among them.
Jo, my jsme jeli teďka ze spod.
Oh, you got yourself a little plan, do you?
Počkat, tady je ještě něco, papírek? Jo.
The dark place is utterly hostile to human life. It eats at your mind, wants you to succumb to madness. Your own thoughts can turn against you. Every shadow conceals a threat that attacks at the slightest sign of weakness. You're under endless assault. Every day is a struggle for survival. But I've learned to take care of myself. I focus on Alice, our life together, my need to be with her. That takes me a long way in the dark place. As long as I have my gun and the flashlight.
Kolik jich tady je ještě? Tak doplníme náboje. už je, co? To je nějaký jiný teďka. Piče. Tady je to taky rozjebaný.
You're never getting out of this, Wake. Never! Don't worry. I'll take care of your wife and your life. What? You think whatever it is you're gonna do is gonna make a difference? This'll end up just like before!
Again, the champion of light enters the final trap. The new reality is almost here. All he needs to do is change the details of the scene, push it past the breaking point, and the rest will snap into place.
No, takže toto. No, kde je ten její film? Ukaž. Tady? Aha. Ne, počkej, tady. Tady to mám dát. Ne? Počkej, co?
Oh, come on, buddy. Why don't you... What? What is this? No! No! You can't do this! All I did was take the things you've always wanted and never had the balls to go for! It's my turn now! It's my life! It's my life!
Alan? Is it really you?
It's really me.
How? I love you.
I love you.
A woman, a man, two lovers, held apart for far too long, enveloped in the light of a glorious dawn. They both feel it. He's home at last. Are these actual events, or merely a dream, a memory, or a glimpse of what is to come? One thing is certain. This scene takes place in another time and another place, far, far away from Night Springs.
Aha.
You know it feels nice watching the sun come up, and I've realized I can never return. Oh baby, it feels good watching the sun come up.
No, řekněme, takže to nepotřebuju zas, vole, se na to dívat. No. Rozhodně pro mě osobně je to slabší než ten originál. To asi logicky. Ale jako neříkám, že to bylo špatný. Jenom říkám, že to bylo slabší. A zabralo nám to 62 minut, takže tak hodinku. No. To by pro ten stream bylo všechno. Já vám velice děkuji za zhlédnutí. Děkuji za váš čas, že jste si udělali chvíli a přišli. A uvidíme se na dalším streamu, kde rozjedeme další nějakou novou hru. Takže ještě jednou děkuji a uvidíme se u dalšího streamu. Takže čus.